Hello and welcome. I am the Restless Kaiser.
And I am Johnny B.
I'm Brush and Quill.
And I am terrified of Ashley. I mean, we're gamers with coffee.
But together we are Fact.
Mate, we have to watch the replay to see how bad that was. So here we are with our beautiful guests tonight, Greg and Ashley from Gamers with Coffee. They're going to talk some more about themselves in just a moment, but we'll say quickly, just going around the room, see what everybody's doing. Tonight, I am going to do a first on the live show. I'm going to try and find time to paint a miniature. I've got some of these Celts or Gauls, barbarians for SPQR. About you, John?
That is never going to happen, you painting stuff. I'm doing my 5 spice flesh for the Spartans. It's taking some time. I'm on the 3rd layer at the moment, but, you know, hey-ho.
Have you got any kind of pro technique for how you make them look all oily?
Oily? Generally, if you moisturize your hands and then make sure you finger them.
Finger the miniatures with moisturized hands. Pro tip from Johnny B.
Callum, what are you doing?
I thought my joke was going to be rude when I said I'm being a tanker. Yeah, just finishing some work on the tracks for the old steam tank.
Oh, very nice. Is that a naval ensign you've got on there?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, a land ship, sir. A land ship. Excellent.
In the Navy.
What the gamers up to?
What are you painting there, Ash?
I'm just doing my last Terminator from my Death Guard.
Or
not.
That was
Space Marines are flying at me.
Yeah, that's the jetpack.
That's how it goes. So that's where we are.
That's weird. Oh no, that's my
His little shit guy. He didn't damage it. Doesn't look like.
We're proper amateurs. For anyone that's interested, I've joined the 21st century. I now have a wet palette from Army Painter. A pro move, right? So, for people that don't know, then, Greg and Ashley, why don't you tell the beautiful people at home who you are, what you're all about, and why they should come and watch your lovely channel, other than the fact that there's a woman in the show?
Wow. Well, it's okay.
I told you, everyone comes to see me.
So, I kind of drug her along into the miniature world, and I thought, I thought if she got into it, she'd like it. That was kind of an understatement. She pretty much took off into it. So, it's kind of nice to have, you know, your partner in life want to do these things. It's bad if you're ever trying to eat and your cards declined. You look at your phone and see she went to the hobby store without you, and now you don't have lunch. So,
you only starved one day. Hush.
I can survive one day. So, for those of you that don't know, we kind of go back and forth a little like this. Our marriage is more like WWE SmackDown.
No, it's my way or no way.
See what I mean? So that's just us. We do all sorts of games. We love these guys here, Modeling for Advantage. I think we signed up and subscribed to you long ago, like way back.
Time ago, when we were just getting into it, I think.
Yeah, so we just love meeting other gamers. We're not one game specific. We're more towards the miniatures, but we'll do other gaming also too. So
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say that.
Huh?
No. I was going to call it something that probably was not appropriate.
Okay, we'll be good. You're live.
There's a reason this show is shown at 10 o'clock at night. You don't hold back, Ashley. There you go.
We're gaming whores.
Gaming whores. There you go. All right. So, but what kind of stuff? If people were to come over and look at your channel, what are they going to see there? What games do you do? What kind of videos do you make? What's Gamers with Coffee on YouTube all about?
It's just all about introducing games to other people. For instance, our big thing is we got a lot of people in the video gaming world that don't honestly know that some of the games like Fallout or these others, Elder Scrolls, you know, that they are also tabletop versions that they can play. They just don't know. So on our channel, I've got a video on like the camera I use, different games that we're unboxing, some that we're playing, just kind of like a pinball. We're not really niche specific. So it covers all sorts of games. I mean, you know, and then we take suggestions. So sometimes people in our group, they want to see something different. So we'll play Call of Duty with them, you know, our group members, and then we'll sit down and play some Kill Team, or, you know, it just kind of depends.
Yeah, because I've seen your Facebook group is quite a bit bigger than your YouTube channel. Has it been going longer, or it just more covers more things?
Actually, I think it's been going a little longer, but the page, we have a page too. So the page is even bigger than the group. So the page is almost twice the members. And then our Instagram is about 1,800 people. So
I'm not young enough to do this Instagram thing.
It's difficult to stream to. Like, you have to do it with your phone. So I like this. I like interacting with other people better. But we do more over there simply because we have a bigger audience over there. And so that's why. The main group is on our Facebook group. And YouTube we did a little later. But we also had a storm here. I know you guys know about it, Kaiser. What we had back in August was a 140-mile-an-hour inland hurricane. So we didn't have good internet connection for months.
Yeah, we just got it back. Just middle of December, I think. Finally.
So it severely hampered our videos for YouTube.
Yep.
Right. All right. Okay. Well, we'll take you off the Mahusive screen then, so people know who you are and what you're about. They can see other people. Obviously, if you're a man in COVID time and you don't have a beard, something's not quite right here, right? How? Speaking as a woman, Ashley, how are you finding the fact that all the men in the world have suddenly become bearded?
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I married him with a beard, so.
But he was more unique back then, presumably.
Yeah, depends. Winter, he grows it out, and then, like, summer-wise, it's just more of a mustache and goatee.
Right. Mustaches, man. I tried it once. I looked like a Polish used car salesman. If that was the look I was going for, I'd pulled it off really well. Right, let's have a look at the comments then, folks, and then we'll talk about a giveaway. So, Subcommandante 73, currently GW Philosophy Elf Mini Design. I like big helms, and I cannot lie.
Silver ones?
I don't get the big moo elves. I don't get it.
No.
It's not for me. It's not for me. Yeah. Evening, Josh. Rosie Besnu. There's that woman that's stalking you again, John.
Oh, God.
Hey, Duncan.
Evening, mate. Alan Roberts donated us a giveaway a couple of weeks ago. Evening, buddy. Let's not talk about the rugby. Chris Hall. What did you say, Callum?
You said something about rugby.
I said something about rugby. Alan is Welsh. Yes, I said let's not talk about the rugby. Bob Edwards, a happy wife, happy life. Life of buying more figures. Yeah, I don't think Greg gets figures. I think Ashley gets figures is the thing. There's Battle Knights. What's up? That's Jason.
He got the Dominus box, so he got some figures. I had to have a bigger thing.
I have a bigger thing. Yeah. And at the moment, is it right? We were talking before the show. You're going to set up an OnlyFans channel so to pay for your Mortarian.
Don't tell me. I might.
We've been talking about getting a sequined leotard for John to do the giveaway in the live stream. I don't know whether that would count. Just a quick
I like that.
If you want to see Johnny B in a sequined leotard, say I love sequins in the comments.
That should be for the giveaway.
Yeah, no, if he'll do the giveaway in the leotard.
No, I mean, if they want to win tonight, they should say I love sequins.
Right. Giveaway. Oh, that's true. That might skew with the results, thereby compelling us to get John that leotard. So the only thing that's putting me off is the prospect that somebody's going to have to sew those sequins. You're not going to be able to get a sequined leotard, are you?
Actually, you probably could.
There you go, Josh Wood. I love sequins. There we go.
If Johnny will wear it, I will chip in.
I love
sequins. I believe there's places that actually custom make them.
There you go, Rosie Besnu. His missus says I love. She wants to see that. The Sea Queens. Right, we do have a giveaway tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are giving away a Softback Flames of War rulebook. For anyone that wants that, then, well, I will take I Love Sequins as the comment for tonight's giveaway.
Yeah,
Let's do that. So one of the things I wanted to talk about as I move my wet palette out of the way tonight then, because Brush and Quill is here, because you guys are here, we're all kind of small YouTube channels on the cusp of becoming international celebrities, obviously, on account of, certainly in my case, my boyish good looks, and in Callum's case, his natural wit, I'm sure. Let's talk a little bit about why it is that we do it. So, Greg and Ashley, you do, because you said you've got a Facebook group, you've got Instagram, you've got all this. Why'd you do it? Why would anyone give up all that time?
Why not? We love gaming, so basically, I mean, there's a lot of stress in life, a lot of crazy things going on in the world. So you may as well enjoy something. And honestly, if you're gaming with models and the power goes out or you got problems, you can still game. There's very little lag in Warhammer unless you're debating,
Well, yeah.
There's always lag when you start
debating. So we do it primarily to meet other gamers and get to know them, which is we're having fun doing. Plus, there's a lot of games out there too. So if you're kind of just stuck going down one road, you don't really know what you're missing somewhat. So that's why we do it. Why not? We decided to just share what we do. We both work. So it isn't about the money, right? I mean, if you're going to do something, you may as well do it because you like it. If it gets big, it gets big. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's just fun.
I did try and get MFA branded aprons. And you can only basically our merch, if it isn't obvious, if you go onto our store, we do have merch where you can buy mug. You can even buy yourself a mug with a picture of Johnny B on it to take home and stroke and care for it your very self. But it's like third party printed merch. You know what I mean? The website handles it all. Then it's made in Latvia, I think, and shipped out to you. And it wasn't available in the UK, the aprons. It was something I meant to get in touch with them because I want an MFA branded apron.
Why don't you try like Teespring or something? They do it all as well.
Yeah, it's a company like Teespring. It's not called Teespring. It's called something else, which I forget. Because they're
Teespring.
They're a bit more pro-environment type thing. They're a bit more green. When I had a bit of a look into it, they're a bit less of a sort of mega corporation and a bit more environmental.
Yeah, Greg usually does.
Greg
usually does all our merch, so I decided to go and make a zippy sweater.
Well, that's because we use Teespring. We can't.
Yeah.
Don't have a lot of options. Well, we kind of, I guess. I don't know.
I was going to say, I think sometimes it depends on like the size of your order as well. Like some of these places won't do it for like less than like 100 units or 200 units and stuff.
Yeah, we don't. Ours is print on demand. I think a lot of the stuff is print on demand. If you try and do it yourself, you need somewhere to put it all. You just look at something like T-shirts, how many sizes, how many colors to offer that kind of variety.
I mean, I'll buy a mug if I can get a little drawing of the I Love Gilliman pants on it.
They did. No, that is a unique item. That is an artifact.
Yeah, but I want a picture of it on my mug.
Right, you want them. I love sequins, and I cannot lie. So what about you, Callum? Because you're like a grognard at this compared to us young bucks, right? You've been doing this for quite a long time, haven't you?
Like 4 years this summer, I think.
Yeah. So why is it you do it? Is it because it's either that'll take up smoking or what?
My thing's changed really over the years. It started as a bit of a vanity thing. I'd read blogs and watched other videos, and I was like, "Oh, I can do that." Yeah. So I started one, and then I've just enjoyed talking to other people in the community with similar interests. That's sort of what keeps it going, really.
It's good.
I like talking. I like showing something off, and people go, "Oh, that's nice."
I don't do YouTube.
Don't you? I think there's some empirical evidence to the contrary here, John. That means you can see alternatives, by the way.
I mean, I love seeing the figures coming out of Johnny's
arse.
5 a year.
Was that not the end of the sentence? No. Okay.
No.
It's that's the OnlyFans. No, I was going to say you've got a production rate of about 5 a year, haven't you, Johnny?
There is a danger this OnlyFans thing of getting and forming a life of its own, and this is not a service we are offering. John may do that independently.
5 a year? That's a bit optimistic, Callum.
It made me laugh when Kaiser was saying about painting his 10mm American Civil War. And I was like, that'll take no time at all. It's like, yeah, Johnny's painting the other half, though.
I painted 4 dudes, not even that, a base. 8 little dudes on a base, and then I gave up. I was like, nah.
It's 10mm, dude. It's an afternoon.
Oh, that's how I feel now,
John.
My soldiers.
I prefer big soldiers.
Yeah, I don't know how the guys do the little tiny 6mm soldiers, but I've seen people do some really great work on those, and I myself wouldn't even attempt it because I'm like,
I wouldn't touch that
I
with
wouldn't
the
be able to see it. Yeah.
You have to change your brain to a different way of painting them. You don't paint them in the same way you paint a 28mm model.
So a drop of paint and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you choose like a one singular focal color, and that's like what you emphasize.
Really impressive little armies that people have painted, and I just always, thought that was pretty cool. It's something I would like to do. I just don't know if I could. I mean,
with what paint?
I don't know. Well, you're hogging it all
because it's mine.
Nice.
Matt, I'm afraid that the current Johnny B mug picture option does not have him. The sequence is still only a dream that I
got to get me a sequence.
Hasn't become a reality yet. For anyone that's just joined and isn't sure what the sequin thing is all about, we're giving away Softback Flames of War version 4 rulebook tonight. We also discussed the idea of Johnny B demonstrating the giveaway in a sequined leotard, and so the phrase, if you want entering into the draw, is "I love sequins." See, and Mr. David Pogson, who is the teacher of the deaf at the school that I work with, he's a lovely man, but a bit like Johnny B. I'm really mean to him, basically because he's more than 10 years younger than me, really tall and quite handsome, and has a beautiful wife. So I'm just horrible to him.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're handsome.
The only way you can get one up on him.
Yeah. So Rosie basically says those pants are the bane of my life. For anyone that didn't see them, the I Love Gilliman pants, which were a giveaway from our sensei. Did Rosie make those pants then, John?
Yeah, they're fresh out the packet, mind you. So sorry, Jam, they're not you.
Hand stitched, weren't they?
No, she just did them with like fabric markers, man. I was like, but she got through a couple because the spelling of Gilliman is not. It's not a word you normally do, right?
I don't think I put the outtake in because John came round with his phone, what he'd filmed it on, and they'd had about 20 takes of her. The gag is she's walked into the room saying, "I've found your Gilliman pants," and she just holds them and the "I heart Gilliman" on them. But she kept mistiming it or fluffing it up. So John's right in front of the camera like this about 20 times before they get it right. It was a brilliant bit of film outtake there.
I think you should get Rosie on next week.
Yeah, Rosie was on the tester show, and I have considered having like a readers' wives evening or something, ladies' night.
Readers' wives. Oh
and because when Jason was last on, of course, I'll have you know that when pushed, Johnny B can crank out the figures. There's some truth in this, isn't there, John?
Thank you, Jason. Yes, I can. When threatened with violence, I can paint real fast.
And knowing that Jason is Battle Knights, is South African, he probably owns a gun, right?
He knows how to beat people up. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to make a very off-point topic there, but never mind.
The dark side of modeling.
About amputees and doors.
Josh Wood says currently painting a batch of 84 Soviets for bolt action.
Wow.
Is this the 2,000-point all-in experience with rifles list, Josh? Sounds like it. 84 is a lot of guys for bolt action.
That sounds like what I used to do Imperial Guard armies, that does.
Yeah, Matt, I am 100% with you. Actually, one of the things that I'm really upping my game in painting the tanks recently. I now wash and I paint, wash, and I'm dry brushing with a little bit of Iraqi sand afterwards. Pro move.
I need to learn how to do that, actually. No, in seriousness, I watch you do it. I need to learn how to do it.
Johnny Bean sequence Kaiser in just his apron. There's too much hair; it would confuse the camera. It wouldn't be able to focus.
I feel like we're planning
From
the
shoulder
next
to feet.
I think you got a big review going on here.
Just have you seen the movie Calendar Girls? It's beginning to feel a bit like that.
Should we talk about something more serious? So, what's going on at the moment then? You finished your steam tank there, have you, Callum? You're adding the flourishes and the embellishments now.
Yeah, I struggled putting the tracks on the other day because they are individual links, which means I had to be very careful with them. But it is looking good, I think. So now I'm just painting the tracks up, transfers.
Sorry. Yes, it is looking good. Yes, sorry, it went a bit silent then. Yeah, I'm showing my genuine.
So brutal.
I just carried on. I was like, man. But yeah, it'll be done. And I've got in the turret. I've got a little guy that looks like my granddad. So.
Oh wow, that's cool. I was just going to say, Gamers with Coffee, just before we started, you're into all sorts of games, computer games, board games, tabletop gaming with miniatures. And I want to talk about the crossovers there. You mentioned then some of your viewers are not aware that there are tabletop versions of some of the games they play, i.e. Fallout, and one of my favourites, Skyrim. I noticed that you've had a couple of videos on that. Unboxing the terrain and whatnot. Have you had a chance to play it? And
yes.
And does it bring anything to, Elder Scrolls, for instance, that you can't achieve on the computer itself?
It seems to transition pretty good. I mean, Modifius did a great job bringing it to the table. The miniatures and the terrain are just, to me, really high quality, pretty outstandingly made. Ashley, of course, painted them all.
You didn't have to build those.
I know, but the arches.
Oh, yeah. Were they not as easy to build?
Well, the first box when they first came out with, they were literally incomplete pieces, and some of them you just could not even try dry fitting them. It's like you had to try to push and put. Yeah, it was.
Oh wow!
The first.
Is that the starter set?
Yeah, the starter set.
Because the Fallout starter set, they came pre-assembled. So
no, this is Skyrim.
That's what I mean. I was shocked that they didn't pre-assemble in Skyrim.
The next set they did bases with them that had low designs on them, and the pieces were either in 2 pieces or 3 pieces, and you just basically glued them together. It was so much easier.
But more detail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot more detail on the the second generation of them than the first.
And it plays well. It plays very well. So you can transition from. So that's what we were trying to tell some of the people that we know. I mean, if they like this, maybe try the tabletop version. And we try to convert people to miniatures when we can, just because. And it's a pretty good game. It's worth the money. It's a little pricey. My son primarily bought it, but he bought all of the stuff as it came out. And fortunately, we have no issues with shipping over here to us or anything. So it's a great game. Yeah.
Is it easy to learn? Because I found the Fallout to be a little bit complex.
It's easier than Fallout. It's
not hard. I personally don't understand it, but pretty much my kids ones just tell me what I need to roll.
Yeah.
So
but I really haven't sat down and read the directions either.
That's how you play all the games, isn't it, John?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Tell me what to roll, man.
Tell me what I need to roll. Yeah. All right.
That's pretty much how I am.
So it's an interesting one, that, isn't it? Because this isn't unique to Fallout. There's quite a lot of games out there. They're big IPs. They're big stories. I don't know, Judge Dredd, Hellboy are some of the ones that Mantic do. Elder Scrolls one. I've just got Jason from Battle Knights is working on Song of Ice and Fire, the Game of Thrones miniatures for me. And these things, they seem to do really well on Kickstarter. That people are really excited about them. But I almost never see anybody playing them.
Yeah.
They don't seem to break through to become a game that people regularly play. And I find that, I say that about Song of Ice and Fire in particular, because I actually think, from what I've seen, and I've not had a chance to play it yet, obviously Jason's got all the miniatures, but it looks like a fairly decent game, and there aren't many popular fantasy games. It seems like there's a genuine gap in the market, and there is a lot of love for that IP. And yet I don't see people playing it. What do you think of that, Callum? Any ideas? Any views?
I mean, some of the ones I've known, like some of the older Judge Dredd ones and stuff, have been the whole cell has been the models, and the rules just sucked.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
You were brought in by, I've read Judge Dredd or I've watched Judge Dredd, I want the models, and that's what it is. I'm not sure if that's true of Ice and Fire. I've not played it. But I know certainly some of those IPs, it is massive figure one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's cost as well. So I really wanted to buy into the Hogs of War tabletop game, which came out, but it was just like a couple of $100 to just get the starter set. And I thought, I'll just wait till it comes out as a starter set.
Yeah. What about you, Greg? Because you play cross-platform. Then do you find that many of those games, when they make a miniature game version of it, and clearly you buy them, but do you continue to play? A year on, are you still playing that game?
Yeah, and a lot of that, though, Kaiser, I think has to do with the playability of the game. Because you can have a great game. It's kind of like the newer. Sorry, that's my dog there. The newer like video games. They can have the greatest graphics in the world. Your eyes can't see 4K. That's great. It's 4K. At 120 frames a second, your eyes see 30. So you can have all the specs, all this stuff. Same with tabletops. Could be a fantastic this or that. But if it doesn't play well, or it's hard to play, then people will move on. And I think that's where some of the games fail. You have some really cool stuff, but then the rule system is cumbersome, or it's really hard to understand, and that does it. I think that kind of does it in. So
I think one of the problems with the Fallout one, and I think you've played this a lot more than I have, but it seems very geared towards like the Necromunda, Mordheim. You build a team, you level them up, you gain more equipment, and you're regularly playing against different bands, and it's not really something you can just pick up and have a one-off.
I haven't played it a whole lot. We bought the set with the alien character, and the guy that you'll see on our show, Clint. Me and him work together, so it plays well. The thing with Fallout is, what's interesting to me is it's got its built-in AI system. So if you were just by yourself, and I've talked to a few people here and there, they don't have anyone to play with, or they're too far away to get to a gaming group, or there's too many restrictions or whatever. You can actually game with yourself and against yourself. So strategy-wise, you can learn.
Well, yeah, same thing with Aliens. Resident Evil does it. Elder Scrolls does it. It's all AI.
Well, Aliens, another glorious day in the core. That game, when we rented a virtual booth, and we did the Game Con here the month before, and we had a lot of people show up for that game because Alien franchise is well known. But you could be by yourself, and then the other 6 characters, you're going to play yourself. So you can literally play yourself too. You know what I mean? You're not, and it's pretty simple. But some of the games, I think, they just make them too difficult, and people that have never played, like if you guys have all played miniatures, right? So you could go from one game to the next because you have a basis to build on. But when you have no basis, you don't understand what is a critical role, what is this, what is that, and you're brand new. I think that's where some of the games fall short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something. It's just something I'm kind of toying with in my mind about this, because I think that there's a couple of elements to this, and one of them, and a lot of us overlook this. We think of new projects, and we start new projects all the time, and we think about the miniatures, and we think about buying them, finding the money, buying the miniatures, then building the damn things, then painting the blessed thing, then finding some other prick to play against. But we forget that there's a lot. Yeah, maybe buying both armies and painting them both. But then there's the scenery, there's the pre-game, there's the learning the rules. And I think when we think about a new project, we don't think past the miniatures. And actually, there's so much further to go. But so that was one of my thoughts about.
Well, I think about the miniatures. He thinks about the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think scenery is always the third wheel in that. Scenery is always the. I watch a lot. Yeah, I watch a lot of people who build D&D dungeons and stuff, and it's amazing. But it does take them like an hour to build a foot of corridor, And you think I could spend that time doing something else,
Yeah. But for me, the board, and when you do YouTube so much, you watch so much YouTube, you spend a lot of time looking at other people's games. I think in a lot of ways the board is a lot more important than we give it, than we tend to think, in terms of just visually how the game feels and pulls together. The battlefield that you're playing on really makes. I mean, John loves battlefield knickknacks. He's got little bits of posters that he's made for 40k, and he'll drop them on the board like this, on a kill team board, like they've blown off or whatever, and then he'll line up all the little tire piles, and so he loves basically.
I love it. That's a big part
with Johnny.
He never had Polly Pocket dolls when he was a kid. It's basically
I did.
Problem.
And Sylvanian families.
Mate, he wants to play that game. But the other thing that I've been musing on a long time, because I've been talking a lot about rules recently, is whether wargaming really could do with Salt Bay. That's how all of the snow was applied to all of our miniatures as well.
Snow.
Okay.
The bag of Coke that gets put on the table when we play.
It wasn't Martin's special snow, was it?
Was a bit like the D20 system for role playing was intended to be, or GURPS before it. Whether there's a place for a genuinely half decent basic war games rule set that is genuinely expandable, so that you can just migrate it into. And I know there's like a Wiley Games do one and so forth, but one that's pretty familiar to everyone, and that maybe uses cards or something. You get like a card pack for World War II with units printed on it, and to give you an idea of how stats might be different. Because as somebody who plays a lot of different games, it's the new rules are a big part of the problem for me. Anyway,
I was going to say, I was actually looking at the Savage Core RPG rules, and one of the things I like about that is that you always succeed on the same number, but how proficient you are just determines whether you roll it's like a 4+, and if you're really rubbish, you roll a D4, so you've got 1 in 4 chance, and if you're at the other end, you roll a D20. So obviously, you're much more likely to roll a 4+.
I see that, yeah.
And I think that could translate quite well to tabletop gaming. What do you think? Where
I like that. I've only seen one Terminator, and I've gone back to it, but Terminator Genesis is very much like that. Each of the miniatures has a skill rating, and that skill rating is basically whether you roll a D8, a D10, D12, D4, D6, whatever, any of the polyhedrals, basically. And I think it's quite a good way, if you can incorporate that into the game system without it completely destroying it. It adds a little bit more to it.
Yeah, there's no tables. It's literally which dice do I roll.
Yeah. Which is cool. It can work. It does work. Whether it's needed, though, I do not know.
Yeah, I mean, and Bob Edwards got another one there, isn't it? Is the magpie factor? Jason said last time he was on, it's the FOMO, the fear of missing out, and that's why Kickstarter, I think, is really effective with these things. Is you kind of know in the back of your mind, you kind of know this game is dead on release. So if you want it, you got to buy it now.
Yeah,
Kickstarter seems to kill games to me. It's like there's so much hype for it when you can't have it, and then when it comes out, nobody plays it.
Yeah.
The moment
some of them take like 6 years, don't they?
Yeah. And it's just like the moment when people were gonna play it.
Yeah, I think too.
Rosie Raccoon. Has Rosie got 2 Facebook accounts or YouTube accounts?
Talking. Yeah, she's got. Oh wow, yeah.
It's pro,
mate.
Having said that, they kickstarted Drop Fleet Commander, and they literally just started selling tournaments tickets for the London tournament. So sometimes Kickstarter can actually work out really well, I think.
Was Drop Zone Commander kickstarted?
Drop Fleet was. Drop Zone Commander, they kickstarted the plastic starter set.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was just a straight out the sort of, they were just like, here you go, it's a new game. But-ting.
No, they had the game and it was metals, and then they made the 2-player starter set.
Okay, going back to Kickstarters, what do you think about well-established miniatures makers running Kickstarters for miniatures? Because in my mind, Kickstarters are meant to be for, I'm John, I'm working out my garage, I would like some help to fund me making this product. Are you interested? Will you help me out? And then you got the big companies coming along and going, well, do you know what? I suppose it's the same sort of business model. It's like, we don't want to make this if we're not going to sell any. But this goes out to everyone. How do you feel about that, if anything at all? Go.
Well, I think of it more as, I think they're testing it. See, if people are willing to go and donate to them, then the game might actually survive. Yep. If they don't make any money, then they're not even going to put it out. Is the way I look at it, at least.
If Games Workshop did a Kickstarter, how would that make you feel? And they're rolling in money.
Depends on the game.
Well, yeah. I'll agree with you on that there, Johnny. I mean, a lot of people don't like their business model. That's not a secret, at least from what we've heard. So, and we play their games and we buy their paints and stuff, but it seems to be more geared about the money. And Kickstarter, to me, was a long time ago. That's exactly what it was. Somebody was working out of their home. They needed money for whatever project. Of course, there's the guy that got all that money for a potato salad. I could never figure that out.
There wasn't a Kickstarter, though, baby.
Yeah, he got thousands of dollars.
That was GoFundMe.
For potato salad?
Yeah, let's GoFundMe.
Yeah. I was like, how do you get $40,000 for a potato salad recipe? But,
he was honest.
Build it and they'll come.
They will come.
Yeah. I think now, though, my kind of take on it is, I love miniatures, but it's almost like the market is flooded. Like there's almost too much. That maybe there's constantly stuff coming out, and I don't know about you guys, but my wallet can't afford to buy every single thing that comes out.
Yeah, you still haven't bought me my Resident Evil one.
There we go.
Yeah, Christmas is coming. If you're nice, maybe.
Our anniversary's coming. What you getting for that?
Our anniversary's coming.
Everyone else just shut up. Carry on.
So you know what I mean? I mean, the market, I think, is completely flooded. We're gonna just go forward. Now, if you guys don't see me next week, you'll probably know what happened.
You missed our anniversary.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
Actually, if you're gonna kill him, do it on a stream. You'd be minted.
Yeah, then I'll have to go to jail. And you guys would be
rich.
I don't know. So see, Johnny B, my anniversary date's on the ring. So
yeah, if you fail that one,
I have to roll. We'll see if we go out to dinner or something. We'll just roll for it.
No.
Join us next week on
Break the dice.
Women Who Kill, starring Ashley and Gray.
Well, I was going to go bum 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 bum, but I didn't think
end it. Yeah, you have to do that at the end of the episode.
if you've missed it, there has been some discussion about getting Johnny B a sequined leotard so he can do the giveaway. This week's giveaway is a softback Flames of War 4th edition rulebook. If you want to be in the prize draw, I love sequins. That's what you need to say. Got a few entries here. We are, the way the metrics go, it's all like, you know, up and down, things change. But we're probably within about 2 months of hitting 2,500 subscribers. And hopefully, we're within a couple of months of actually being able to play games again. I got in touch with Warlord Games, and they are going to give us a starter set as a giveaway for our 2,500 subscribers.
Wow.
Nice.
Also, in discussions about whether they're going to send someone to be on the show, but we don't know yet how that's going to be. So I was going to ask them.
Any starter set or a specific one?
That'd be cool.
He actually said a starter set that costs less than 50 quid. I am thinking that we will probably ask for either SPQR or Antares. And my thinking on this at the moment is probably most people that want to play SPQR probably bought it. Whereas a lot of people have thought about having a look at Antares but didn't buy it. So that might make an excellent giveaway. As in, like, I'm interested, but I don't want to part with the money. So, well, here you go. Have a look.
That's my problem. I paint things, and he bought me like an org that we were supposed to do a giveaway. I won't give it up.
She painted it. I said, that looks
it's mine.
That's it. Yeah. Jason was talking about that from his commission painting, wasn't he? It's like he gets to paint all these awesome miniatures from all these different games and bits and bobs, and it's real hard sometimes to give them back. You know, you poured a lot of love into that miniature.
Well, on some miniatures, you put a lot of blood into them.
Oh, really? Actual blood.
Actual blood. Like with some of my Pokwalkers, they have like horns and pokes that they sharp.
This is true. This is true.
I have a bloat drone that I accidentally dropped off my desk. I grabbed and it actually stuck me. It was impaled into my skin. Because I grabbed it.
The dangers of modeling.
Have you been injured at work and it's not your fault? Low 800, Johnny B.
Yeah.
Our untrained solicitors will find you compensation.
Completely untrained solicitors. I've got a scar on my forearm. I made a. I want to hear your miniature related injuries. I got a scar on my forearm where I leant over one of the miniatures I built, one of the old 40k ruins, and they had spiky pillars on all over the place. It was that. Oh, it just gouged my arm completely. I think that is the worst I've ever had, and that is it. So that's not so bad.
I've been damaged more by the Warhammer than any of the other games I've ever built.
The models.
The model.
I'm glad you said that, and not. I've been damaged by Warhammer more than my husband.
It's damaged my wallet.
Damn it! You made me mess up.
I had to have 2 stitches in my palm where I was holding something whilst razor sawing it and slipped.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, my thumbs and stuff. Yeah,
2 stitches.
Never deep enough to get stitches, but
there's nowhere for me to go with this, is there? This isn't my real arm. I don't know.
Kaiser wins. Damn it.
Well, I mean, it's unrelated, but I could walk when I started hobbying.
Oh,
mate, win. All right. Text in, I'm afraid that is more than £50. The Black Powder starter set. That's gonna kind of limit what we can choose, but it's still really generous of them.
It's like 100 and something, isn't it?
No, it's surprisingly cheap actually. And if you're interested in buying one, you can buy one from us at modelingforadvantage.co.uk.
Have you guys had your fingers stuck with the glue yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just watching that. Bob Edwards just said that
every time.
He said it numerous times. He got it so bad that I had to actually get my nail polish remover out.
Well, I had super glue, so I went to take the cap off,
and it exploded.
It went all over my fingers, and they glued them like that. Yeah,
quickly. I quite like that and thought it was just a normal when you could pull it apart. Tore the pad of my thumb off.
The whole thumb come off.
Yeah, tore the first like 5 layers of skin off.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
and now he's a professional hitman because he's not fingerprint.
So, can only kill you with his thumb.
So here's another thing to talk about, because Ashley, as you can see, is a painter. She doesn't just like lick brushes for money on live streams. She also is actually painting the miniatures.
Kaiser.
Good idea.
Yeah, every time you give her an idea, like the combat box.
I mean, I do feel a bit guilty about that, because they were talking on their live stream the other week. She's saying, I'm interested in this box. I was like, oh no, you probably want to have a look at this one. She's like, oh, I need it. And I was like, oh God, I should have said that.
Oops.
As long as my mom doesn't say, Greg, your wife's on YouTube licking paintbrushes for money. How did that happen?
Wow.
So do you know how many miniatures she can get doing that?
I'll give you 10%.
So so Ashley actually does a bit of commission work as well. And we're going to do some painting for me, but I haven't yet been able to decide exactly what it is that we're going to get her to do. So this is for you guys out there, just to get an idea of some of the things we might do. One of the things I'm thinking about is some Romans, so we can do Roman Civil War. So it'll be different from Johnny B's Romans. Another one is getting her to paint up some Napoleonic, so we could do some sharp practice. Or a third one would be to just send her the Antares figures that I should have painted weeks and weeks ago and haven't got done yet. So again, if you've got any views on that in the comments, guys, if you'd like to see Ashley paint us sharp practice or Roman Civil War or Antares, in the comments. I'm not guaranteeing that I'll go with what you say, but certainly something that might influence the decision, because it obviously affects the game she'll see.
I'd say send her any cavalry if you got it, but that's just because I hate cavalry.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to make me hate wargaming?
No.
Possibly, yeah. Commission painting generally will do that.
Oh, I know. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I've done a lot of the Necrons. That stuff sucks.
Johnny B, one of your lovers from work is on.
Ashley Crook.
He's there, mate.
Miss you, John. Hopefully you'll be back soon. Yes, mate. It's I've got one more week to get through. Hopefully I'll be returning on the 6th. I would say I miss your face, but I don't. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Our dog decided now to bark to be let back in.
That's cool.
It's usually me getting up. I'm making him do it.
What flavour doggos have you got? Or doggos?
Labs.
Labs.
Come.
Romans.
Good girl.
Roman.
Our coonhound.
Roman.
Sharp practice.
This is my baby.
So, John, for the benefit of the viewers who may not have seen, you've been working on your SPQR Romans, and I'm going to show them some pictures. We've just ordered some civilians and extra characters. We're using the from Footsore. Just got some. So, what names have you got in mind for some of these characters then, John? Well, I get some pictures up to show them.
For my Romans, as I said, looking into doing some research and going into some historical documentations and documentaries for that matter. You know, things like I think my main non-combat guy is going to be Biggest Dickus. I think I heard that was a senator's name.
A senator's name, like a legit senator.
Back in Rome.
Is he not your very great friend?
Yes, my very great
friend. There we go. Here we go.
And his wife, Chlamydia.
Oh, look, all of Kaiser's CD files all online. Awesome.
This is your milk chins.
That's my milk. Yeah.
Let me try and do that better. It's
you could do the Centurion from Asterix, Christmas bonus.
All right. Can you see this? Can you see the butter churn?
Mark 1 Dalek. Yes, we can.
Yeah. This for anyone that doesn't know, John got one of the Warlord mystery boxes, and in it he got a pack of these lead butter churns, which is the only item that he wanted out of the entire set.
Fact.
These are his Romans.
I am now wondering, does your milkshake bring all the boys to the yard?
Fact.
Whoa.
Yes, it does. Only because it's better than yours.
Nerd fight! Nerd
down!
Yeah, Biggest Dickus. He's the guy that you can see there on the top left, and bottom right there is going to be Minimus Maximus. Interesting fact: the Imperial Legionaries that Warlord do are ever so slightly smaller than the Republican Womans that they do, and therefore this one is obviously just a very angry Italian man leading the forces to the fore. Another thing, I've actually got a bit of a reserve for my Roman force, thanks to the Kaiser there. He's got a couple of the Victrix Roman cavalry.
Are you showing something else now? Do I need to go back to the...
Well, no, you keep doing that. Because,
there was somebody I was watching earlier was saying that the Victrix Roman cavalry, they're quite wide.
I've not sort of taken one off a sprue yet and had a look. My interest is, as Kaiser put it forth, we've got one that's Imperial cavalry and one that's Republican cavalry, and it looks to be, just comparing the sprues together and putting them side by side, that you can intermix the horses and the riders, so you can add a bit of spice to your Womans. Look, there's a Jaguar banner bearer there.
So, yeah, that's a what, John?
It's a leopard or a jaguar or something, a spotted cat thing.
Yeah, and
it's one of the Vexillias.
It looks like you painted it cheetah.
Cheetah, yeah, I'll go with that one. It's a cheetah then. So, there we go.
It looks good.
They did get to Africa, so you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you heard of that famous story called Romulus and Remus about where Rome was founded and all that?
That's got Picard in it, isn't it?
And you know what their mother was? Their mother was a wolf. It's not that they want a random animal pelt, John. And I tried to tell you this. It is specifically
you did say that.
A wolf pelt.
I think
he made it his own.
So I think in the kit you get a wolf and a lion.
You do well. You get whatever that was, that cat thing. But I think the way that they picture it is that the guys that blow the horns, the cornucopia dudes, what they're called, they're the ones that blow. They're the ones that have the cheetah heads, jaguar heads, whatever heads. Cat heads.
Okay, well, jaguars are black. Cheetahs
won't be one of them then.
No, that's panthers. Panthers are black. Jaguars are spotted.
No, jaguars are they?
Look up the Jacksonville Jaguar. You've got me saying Jaguar. Stop it. Jaguar.
Jaguar man.
It's one of those American things where they miss some of the letters. For me, it's oranges, where the R is usually missing when a lot of them oranges.
The one that gets me, our American guest here, could you please say cavalry for me?
Cavalry?
Cavalry.
Are we okay?
They all say it like it's Calgary.
No, cow. It's like cab, basically.
Calgary's in Canada.
Believe it or not, young people out there, you're all beautiful, you know that. But we are 7 minutes from the end, so I'm going to have to do a draw in a minute. One last chance if you're interested in winning a Flames Over War softback rulebook for version 4. Plasticated book, mate. Smells like carcinogen. I could feel the cartilage in my nose melting just by reading it.
I have to say,
if you're interested in that, winning that, say I love sequins in the comments. Yes.
Sorry, Kaiser. I was going to say, I've noticed over the weeks you are becoming much more like the shopping channel with your giveaway pattern. Just for the next 10 minutes, this could be yours.
I'm quite profoundly offended, Callum, you prick.
How to never get invited back.
Mate, you're part of the team, and I love you, but I like being mean. So, with 5 minutes to go, then where have we all got to? I've actually done a lot better than I expected. I've got a coat of brown earth on the basis of 7 of these dudes. Only another 20 to go. Jay Bizzle?
Jay Bizzle is currently working on the 4th step of the 5-layer flesh. So yeah, I'm currently up to Cadian flesh tone.
Woo! Up to Cadian flesh. Are you working your way through Kislev?
Bugman's, then Reichland flesh shade, then Bugman's, then Cadian, then Kislev. Boom.
Is there a wash in there?
Yeah, the Lycran Fresh Shade.
Oh, I didn't know that was a wash.
Yeah, man.
Callum?
I've got most of 2 tracks painted.
Most of 2 tracks painted. Mate.
Now, when you say tracks,
using...
you did mention that they were individual links. So, when you say tracks, do you mean individual links?
Yeah. No, as in the entire track.
That's right. Very
Good
nice.
man.
I'm using the technique from Scratch Bash channel where you sort of stipple on paint over silver to make it look rusty.
Nice.
Oh. As a heads up for next week for you Flames of War fans, and again, a book away just to get you in the mood, wet your whistle or get your liquids flowing. We were going to have Harry back from Fog of War, who's one of my favorite Flames of War YouTubers. He took his new Soviet army to a tournament and he got utterly crushed, but had a great time. And he's going to come on next week and talk to us about it. And be nice to Harry, because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning he has to get up because it's in Australia to come and watch it, to come and take part. Ashley, where did you get up to this evening then with your
I'm actually almost done with him.
Sweet.
Yeah, maybe.
Yidoosh, look at that.
Blood Angel.
Is that from the Lord Felthius kit?
No. This is just Terminators. I got a box of 5. This is the last one I need to finish.
Right.
I need something bigger than those Pokwalkers.
And what I would like to know, Greg, is when you're going to do something with that German starter army, because it's been exactly there for about 2 weeks now.
Well, I actually have all
the
glue right now, so he can't.
So she generally works.
And I have our clips too, so
yeah,
it's all my stuff.
Well, there you go. She answered it for me.
I was going to say, do you know a commission painter?
She trades for miniatures, so it works most of the time.
Don't tell her until I've got my order in. Don't tell them. They'll all be getting in touch with you. What you probably don't know, Greg, actually, though, is because of supply issues, you can't actually buy that box set in the UK, and you've not been able to buy it for a few months. Yeah, you could probably sell one of them.
This one?
Yeah, they sold out a couple of months ago. And they're having shipment problems.
I guess I'm taking that to work tonight to build for you. So they're done.
You could have loads in America. It's not the same ship, is it? But they've not been available in the UK since before Christmas.
Wow.
Where do they come from?
Wow.
Malaysia.
Oh.
Yep. It's mostly made in Malaysia. That's what this says.
So tonight's prize draw.
Well, put yourself back on screen, Kaiser.
We can't see anything. You could be doing
because it did a thing.
There you go.
Right,
doing all sorts of shenanigans there. Right.
Here we go. Lee Brownson carries back. German starter army giveaway next week. If it doesn't move by then, mate, that sounds legit. You committed now, Greg.
I have no problem doing that on one of our shows. I'll do it. I'll do a random show.
Hey. Isn't that like
it's sitting there? It's not doing anything.
Because I haven't had a chance to get to it because of all this other stuff. And somebody takes all my glue.
It's my glue.
Paint.
It's mine.
Snips. Everything.
No. Next week on the show for the lowest bidder, my husband.
Yeah, I have the snips and the glue.
She takes it all.
I jacked one of his coffee cups too.
Here we go. I can't see it. And the winner is boom.
Fix
Matt Capelli. Boom.
Oh, well done, Matt.
So, buddy, if you go over to modelingforadvantage.co.uk, there's a contact us thing on there. That's the best because it's going to send me an email. It'll get picked up tomorrow and it'll go out in the post. Thank you for that. So, final thoughts then, I guess. Anything you want to say to these beautiful people, Greg? Do you want to tell them where to find you and all that kind of stuff?
Well, they can find us. We're Gamers with Coffee. We got a Facebook group page and YouTube channel. We've been following these guys for quite some time.
Yeah, going on. I think
thank you, by the way, Johnny Kaiser.
Oh no, guys, it's been great to have you on.
It's been really nice, yeah. And I wish you luck with more of your stuff from Warlord there. I hope all that goes good for you.
Stop moving my chair. Sorry.
And we're definitely going to have you back because you're funny as a pair, anyway.
See, you couldn't do it without me.
You haven't mentioned. Yeah, what you haven't mentioned is recently you unboxed a massive amount of BattleTech stuff, and we're going to be seeing some more. What kind of things can we expect to see from you in the in the future.
BattleTech, we don't have.
The Inkling unboxed it.
Yes, but we don't have any.
That you know of.
Oh.
It's possibly Clinton ordered something. We'll discuss this later off the air. Anyways,
you're lucky I got to work tonight.
There's a lot.
Check under the bed.
Yeah.
Does Kaiser lick his wet palate? Mate, we need to start getting a menu up of things that, you know, if you make a donation of this, that, or the other, for $10, Johnny B will lick his brush. You know, for 20, he'll wear the sequined leotard. For 15, it's the mankini. Whatever. Anyway, guys, that is time. Next week, we're going to have Harry on. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We tried to have a bit of a giggle. Gamers with Coffee. You do a live show on a Sunday evening UK time. Is that right?
It's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock Central.
Time, so what is the time?
Yeah. Well, it was 5 o'clock when we started this one.
What time is it there now?
It is now 11 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock here.
5 hours.
Yeah.
So 5-hour difference.
5-hour difference, yeah. But it's on a Sunday afternoon stroke evening, depending on where you are in the world. And that's just so like you invite your friends in,
hang out,
chat, and you hang out.
It's just a hangout.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have an unboxing for you on Friday. Things are looking okay in the UK in terms of COVID. We might be able to start doing some recordings soonish, subject to certain like washing hands and risk assessment type stuff. But this is a part-time job for us. So it's legal. It just isn't necessarily sensible yet. But we've all started to have jabs and things. So things are looking a little bit better in the near future. So the diet of unboxings may end soon. And I'm sorry that's all you've had for a while. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.